girls, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Samara Marie, and today we're going to be doing my everyday natural makeup routine. I'm so excited for this. I love makeup, I love doing my makeup, and I always get a lot of compliments on this look, so I'm excited to share with you guys because not only is it super simple, but most of the products are super affordable. So first, of course, you're going to want to prep your skin. Whatever skincare you do it a few minutes beforehand, because as some of you may know, some serums and some sunscreens can allow your makeup to peel and just throw off the whole look. I use primers when I do a full beat, but when I do my natural everyday look, I don't use any primers, just my skincare. First, I go in with the e.l.f. brow tint. I love this because I already have pretty thick brows, so I don't really need to fill them in. This just adds a little bit of tint and a bit of extra hold. I do need my eyebrows done, but I get them done like every 4 weeks because I do threading now, so I'm trying not to shave them or tweeze them, because if you get threading or waxing, you know how much it hurts if you do any of that other maintenance in between. After I tint my eyebrows up, I go in with the Makeup Forever HD Skin and I carve my eyebrows out. So I go in with like a flat angled brush and I get that product from the spoolie onto this. Is this called a spoolie or a brush too? I don't even know. And then I just follow the natural arch of my eyebrow. And then I go in with a brush that's pretty fluffy and I blend it out. After we do our eyebrows, we go ahead and go over to foundation. This is more so a skin tint. I do mix 2 different colors. I feel like my skin tone changes a lot, but these 2 as a base are perfect for me. It's the L'Oreal True Match. And then I mostly use a darker color. I use about 3 or 4 lines worth. And what I love about this is it's pretty buildable. And then I just put a little bit of this lighter one just to even it up, because that other one is pretty orangey, so I feel like this neutralizes it a lot. And then I go in with a pretty dense brush and I blend all that in. I usually avoid getting it in my under eyes only because I do put concealer and 2 different types of powder there, so I do not like when it looks too cakey. But you see how effortlessly that blends? Like, I love it. I also really love this skin tint because it's a 2-in-1. It does have skincare in it, which is of course a plus. And I'm just gonna put a little more on this side, literally just a dab, because I can still see some of my dark spots and we don't want that. I don't really color correct because between the skin tint, the concealers I use, and the powders, it's really no need to. Everything is pretty much covered up by then. Once I finish with my skin tint, I go in with the e.l.f. liquid bronzer. I'm an e.l.f. girly, I'm not gonna lie, I love e.l.f. I started my makeup journey with e.l.f. and I'm probably gonna end it with e.l.f. I'll always be an e.l.f. girly for sure. I put a little bit on my forehead, a little bit on my temple, a little bit to guide my cheek line, and a little bit to guide my jawline as well. And of course, do the same thing on the other side. And with this product, you really don't need a lot. A little definitely goes a long way. But of course, like most of their products, it's buildable, so that's amazing. I'm gonna go in with this one. It's just a smaller, dense brush. And you just blend. I usually try to start blending from the bottom only because it's so easy for this to drag. I'm pretty sure y'all can already see it. But just try to bring it back because you will be blending it with your blush and your powder. And with my bronzer, I do it a little bit above my cheekbone. So mine is like right here, but I placed it up here just to heighten it and add a little bit more definition. And you want to blend up with this as well. I also add just a little bit of the excess into my eyeliner here. Then of course you do the same thing with your jawline. Remember to blend it into your ear and into your neck. After that, I go with my Rare Beauty blush. I love this Rare Beauty blush. It lasts so long. I think this is the shade Happy. Yeah. With this, I put it on my cheekbone, a little bit on my forehead, my nose, and my chin. So clearly I do like to be very pink. I'm probably gonna add some more. But yeah, I blend that. I blend it a little under my under eyes. Of course, I go down and blend it with my bronzer. Also add a little bit onto my eyelid just to add some color. Yeah, I just need a little bit on this side. Macy, no! No! That's mine. She's literally trying to eat my brand new overnight curls. Like, girl, I literally just got this. Can I have it for a day before you start terrorizing my stuff? And then on my nose, I just keep it towards the tip of the nose. I don't really blend upwards, just keep it towards the bottom. Same for the chin. And then with the forehead blush, you want to keep it the same, but you want to try and blend that with the bronzer as well. Once I'm finished with my blush, I'm going to go back in with the same Makeup Forever concealer. And I'm going to put like a couple swipes under my eye and then a small one right here just to elevate my eye. And then I go in with this e.l.f. concealer that's just a little lighter, but this does have a thicker formula, so I like to add this one just because. I add just a tiny bit to the middle. I'm not really one of those people that lets my concealer sit. I just go ahead and blend right away, so let's go and do that. I like to start in the inner corner and kind of dab away from the eye. And then I drag it down a little bit to go in the creases, get all those nooks. And then with these, I don't really drag down too much. I just go to the side a little bit, make sure to get all the way up under those creases. And you just dab and drag that out. Alright, after that concealer, I take a powder puff and then I go in with the Maybelline Fit Me Pressed Powder. And I just lightly put this under my eyes. I don't put too much. Then I also put it in the nooks of my nose right here. After that, I go in with the same Maybelline Fit Me, but in loose powder. A little bit into the top. I'm pretty sure the girls know. And then I don't use much with this at all, especially on a lighter bead. So you want to dab most of it on your hand. And you're going to start in your inner corners as well. Get down your nose just a little bit. It adds some definition to your nose. And then you only put it on your under eye as well. The under eye. So that's pretty much how I contour my nose. Like, I don't really add any bronzer or anything to my nose. I just allow the powder to bake a little. And that adds some definition. And everybody always thinks that I contour my nose, and I do not at all. And then I'm gonna use this Maybelline pressed powder again. I'm gonna put it in between my eyebrows and on my forehead. And I'm also going to crease my cheekbones. I add a little bit to my chin as well. Just add whatever excess onto my eyelids just to help with all that creasing. And give it that same kind of matte-ish look. Down here, I use a huge brush for this just because it's a lot easier to get off. I go here. I do this one first, even though I did it last, just because I don't like too much definition. This does set pretty fast, so it's easy to get those harsh lines, even though we will be going back over with the bronzer powder. And then I do my forehead. Milo is literally knocked out on their window perch. Let me show you. Oh, to be a cat with not a single care in the world. And then you'll notice with this, I'm not really like brushing it off. I'm more so dabbing it in. Once you've blended all that powder off, you can go ahead and start your bronzer. Ooh, wrong color. Add some bronzer. I don't actually use a bronzer. Clearly, I use the same pressed powder, but it works so well. It leaves the base so soft and smooth. Just trust me on this. Let me get a little bit of kombucha. I'm thirsty. Am I the only one that like ironically enjoys kombucha and like ginger shots? Like, it's so good to me. I don't know why. I go in with a pretty light brush, and then I start at the top. I do like to look pretty bronze, so sometimes I do use 2 layers of this. But I put it all in the exact same spots that I put the liquid bronzer in, of course. And it allows it to not only set that liquid bronzer, but also bring a lot of color and definition into your face. And usually if I do 2 layers, when I'm doing my cheek line, I just try to stay right at the top. And one of my favorite parts, my powder blush, I use Juvias Place because who doesn't? I love Juvia's Place, and if you're like a girl with a deeper complexion, I 100% recommend Juvia's Place. It's so pigmented. She has so many different colors. I'm using volume 5, I think. I'm using volume 4. I love, love, love this, especially if you're like a cute pinky girl. First, I start off with the lighter pink. As you can tell, I use a lot more of this one than this one. Get all that on my brush, and then I go in and just tap lightly. I try to keep this relatively high, but I'll like bring it to the center point of my eye. And then I'll add some on my eyelid, like I said, just to add some more color. And I also put a little bit on the same places that I put the liquid blush. So on my nose, a little bit on my chin, and a little bit to blend on my forehead. Just to add some more color back into my face after putting all that powder on there. I'm sorry guys, I'm a blush girl. I do put a couple of layers of this, like no shame in my game. I love it. And now we can go in with this top darker color. I do not use a lot of it, like 2 bumps on this, and then I just add it to the highest points of my cheekbones just to bring out some more definition. And then one of the last steps is to add some highlight. I'm using the Christian Dior highlighter. I've been having this for forever. Like, if you can't tell, it's literally coming out of the palette. So I go in with a pretty small fluffy brush, get a little bit, and this is pretty pigmented, so I do put a little on my hand just to even it out. And then I go in on the center of my nose in circular motions, and then just dab a little bit on the center of my nose, and then I blend that just a little bit with my finger. This time I'm going to add it to the tail of my eyebrows. Yes, I do still do this. It was never a lost trend for me. I love the way this looks. It just makes you look so cute and glowy. I literally feel like an ethereal little angel every time I put this highlighter on. Then I also go in with my inner corners. I dab a few times, and then I just add some to like the crease of this eye right here. Then I go with my finger and blend it out just a little bit. And then I add it to my cheek. I do it on the high points and a little bit in the center just so you can see it face on. And then I'm going to go ahead and set before I do my lip and my mascara just so I don't have anything bleeding anywhere. I use this one from MAC. You're going to want to douse your face in this and look pretty damp just so everything can melt in together. You might look like the peanut butter baby, but it's worth it. And fan all that out. And then I go in with my mascara. I use the Urban Decay. I actually have no idea which one it actually is because I just use it that much to the point where everything is rubbing off. I try to take a lot of the excess mascara off, and I like to pay more attention to my outer corners because I do like a bit more of a cat eye-ish look. Now we're going to do another layer, but we're only going to focus on the ends. And then I'm going to do my bottom row as well. I'm going to keep it super light, and I'm going to mostly focus on the end. And I kind of like push them outwards instead of like dragging them down. I push them to the side. And for the final step, I'm going to use this Gisou lip oil. I've been loving this lately. And then I'm going to go in with the lighter side of the Charlotte Tilbury lip liner and just line the outer parts of my lips just a little bit. You see how it adds just a little bit of definition and the shape of your lips doesn't get completely lost in the gloss? Alright dolls, this is the final look. I absolutely love it. You can't go wrong with a beautiful natural beat. I look and feel like a doll. If you're not obsessed with how you look after you did your makeup, go back and do it because you did something wrong. But yes, this was such a cute and fun video to make. I can't wait to make another one with like a full bead and try different makeup techniques and different looks. I've really been wanting to get into eyeshadow, so that's definitely something we're going to be trying very soon. Thank y'all for tuning in. I love y'all so much. Make sure y'all subscribe and follow me everywhere at Samira Marie. I will see y'all for the next video. I love y'all.